The MCU used to have villains with solid goals, motivations, and some even stuck around across multiple films. The issue with the more recent ones stems a lot from how they are written. Take Dar-Benn from the Marvels, for example. She seeks revenge for the destruction of her homeworld. The goal here is pretty clear, but we never really see how that event personally affected her or how she became the main antagonist. We're just told that she suffered from this event and it turned her evil. We aren't shown this suffrage or transition into her becoming who she is. Anyone affected by that event could easily take the path she's chosen, therefore she comes off feeling very forgettable and uninspired. Thanos, on the other hand, was built out across several films with very clear intentions. Plus, other elements like the Infinity Stones gave depth to the plot as a whole and led fans up to the final battle with him. Over time, we learn more about his character, his power, and why he is truly a threat. All of this backstory and little details made fans more invested and helped create a villain that was actually fun to watch and one that audiences actually cared about. That's why the battle against him was so impactful, because there was so much backstory already built up, making the payoff worth it and feel important. Marvel also introduced Kang and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. He was set to be the next central villain in the MCU, but actor Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang, was convicted on 2 misdemeanor counts of harassment and assault. After the guilty verdict, Marvel immediately dropped him, resulting in Kang needing to be replaced. This was definitely something the studio had not planned for. However, after this situation, it was announced that Robert Downey Jr. would be returning to the franchise, not as Tony Stark, but rather Dr. Doom. He has yet to appear in any films, but is supposed to be the villain in the upcoming Avengers film, Avengers Doomsday, which is set to release sometime in 2026. Maybe this is what the MCU needs. Audiences already fell in love with Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Iron Man, and a lot of fans are excited to see him as Dr. Doom. There is some concern that Marvel could rush his story like they have with recent villains, and since he isn't supposed to be in any upcoming films until the new Avengers, it's a little worrisome. Plus, Marvel was never planning for him to be the main villain. However, Marvel does have some time to get his story right, and hopefully Robert Downey Jr. can make sure that the studio does the character justice. This could easily be the villain the MCU needs, but in the meantime, there still needs to be solid and captivating villains in other upcoming films that are well written and fleshed out.